What's up, guys? David here, 122. I'd like to extend a welcome to all my new subs that I picked up yesterday. Apparently, I was talking to Yugioh and a couple other YouTubers, and there was like a strange bump in everyone's subs yesterday. We don't quite know what it is. Ryan and I were talking. We thought maybe it was like due to the E3 streaming or something and drawing people to YouTube, and they're clicking around or something. But whatever. Welcome, guys. I figured this would be a great first like new video for you guys because it's really kind of just it really exemplifies what my channel is really all about. A lot of stupid deck ideas that are really bad, but they're a lot of fun to play. And every once in a while, I'll throw a meta deck on here just to so people take me seriously. But I really don't care. Anyway, let's get started. This is Hungry Hieratics! Woot! Some of my current subscribers from before the little bump would know that, what was it, Ryan sent me a replay with his, I think it was his UA Impales deck, and he ended up getting trounced by a Hungry Hieratic deck, so everyone was like, oh, you should profile that! So I figured, hey, you know what, we'll, the two of us will take a crack at it and see what we can do. Basically, the way the deck works is you use your hamburger recipe to tribute your Hieratics from your hand in order to summon your Labradoodle or Wattail and your Hungry Hamburger and go into things like Ultimyozoken, which can then make your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Ignister, which are pretty much the only things you really need to make in this deck. The rest of this is pretty much superfluous trash, but anyway, the other things you can do, we put the Speedroids in. If you're a veteran of my channel again, you know that Ryan just absolutely loves Speedroids. They're a fun little easy synchro engine. They let you go into Arclight really easily, which is cool because it has like a half a Macrocosmos effect as well as it gives you a free negate on your opponent's turn. And then when you get to negate something, you also get to search one of your little combo pieces. So that's got some synergy with the deck. It's a lot of fun. If your opponent is like a set one pass and you can't really play your Hieratics and you don't really open your ritual engine, you know, you can give you some tribute fodder and stuff like that. So they actually do have quite a bit of synergy with the deck. We got the 3 Manjus to search your combo pieces and the 3 Preparation of Rites, which is pretty much the only reason why the deck works at all. Yeah, they're great. We got the 1 Instant Fusion, just, you know, to try to get some stuff back, and the 1 Hymn of Light to go with our 1 Saphira, Queen of Dragons. She's fun because when she's ritual summoned, or like when you ritual summon the other Hungry Burger, her effect to go off, you can draw 2, discard 1. She's a lot of good engine. You can also knock a card out of your opponent's hand. She's actually really kind of great. I'm surprised she doesn't see more play, other than I guess she's just kind of clumsy. So that's kind of fun, and we have the 1 ARA, which kind of worked with these guys. We were going to run more, but the pre-prep is such a good card. Only other things I could think of is a little susceptible to back row, so we got the Twin Twisters. And the Reckless Greed, I don't know. Like, I kind of want these to be max C, but sometimes your opponent is playing Monarchs or something, and then this doesn't quite work. So, I don't know. This could be really any 3 draw cards you want. It doesn't have a low enough monster count to warrant Card of Demise, but yeah, anyway. And then, like I said, pretty much the only thing we're making all the time is Ultimyozoken because it goes into Crystal Wing, and that's pretty much GG against a lot of stuff. And you do tend to dump a lot of hand advantage because you are a ritual deck, so Void Ogre is actually not a bad one to go in as well. Anyway, guys, let's look at some duels. Alright, guys, this first one is against a weird hero deck. It's running Diamond Dude, so it's a little weird. So we go into the pre-prep. Actually, Ryan and I were playing in the same room at the time. This was fun. We were like giving each other pointers on how to open the deck. And we go into the Hungry Burger, Labradoodle, Ultimyozoken set. Go into the Crystal Wing. Now, the Stygian Dirge doesn't matter because this can be 5s or 6s, so that actually didn't shut us down. Oh boy, Oberto. He goes into Castel to bounce the Ultimyozoken. I don't really know why. It had 0 defense. And he summons that old Diamond Dude and smacks us for some damage. That was pretty lame. But we do got the Regeki, and whatcha! Ooh, great top deck. Smack him with the Regeki, search out the Hymen of Light, and smack him for 14. Oh yeah, we gonna win this duel. And then he top decks A Hero Lives. It's a top deck war. It's like top deck of the century after top deck of the century. Goes into Spanky. Spanky smacks over the Manju, gets out the Mass Change again, goes into the Dark Law, smacks us again. Oh no, we're gonna lose this duel, Ryan. Boom! Another epic top deck. And even though you get banished, his effect will still go off, so we actually managed to still play. Draw 2, discard 1. Ooh, that's such a good effect. And he doesn't top deck into something good. So that was actually what ended up losing him the duel. And we go into Crystal Wing and smack him for some damage. Woot! This next one's against Odd Eyes Magicians, which, you know, whoa, we outclassed in this duel. But I think the guy ended up playing really, really conservatively because he was spooked by our set 1 monster pass, which is probably the weakest opening move in the game, like, ever since the game's inception. So he goes into the Odd Eyes and, you know, okay, fine, you killed our red eye dice. Woody-doo, who cares? He can't quite kill us. He doesn't even, like, rank up or anything. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. We actually drew into a card we needed, and at this point we're just like, alright, well, we have to kind of just regular Hieratics, because we didn't get the right ritual pieces because our hand was originally mismatched. And here's where that Ignister shines. Holy crap. Ignister is busted in the pendulum match. And he's like, oh crap, so he hides everything. Then we like, wait, Ignister doesn't need to spin a pendulum from the pendulum zone, just has to be a pendulum monster. So we like, oh no, the ARA, too broke. And then like, yeah, at this point he's doomed. Doomed! Yeah, we kicked his butt. Woot! This one's against a bad Monarch player, which is always fun to see, because no one likes playing against Monarchs. And watching them fail is just the best. Anyway, and at first it looks like he's just, you know, playing regular Monarchs. He knows how to play his own deck. I just think he doesn't know how to play against other decks, if that makes any sense. Pre-prep into Hyman. Ooh, get out some of that serious thing. And, like, we couldn't actually summon the extra deck, so we had the idea of just tribute summoning the Watt-tailed Dragon, which actually let our deck go off, because Domain doesn't lock you out if you control a tribute summon monster as well. And then here's where he misplays like a bouse, and uses the Monarch Stormforth on our Zolkin as opposed to the Clearwing. I don't really know why he did that. And then he tried to smack into it, and that was pretty dumb. Alright, this one's against a pretty lousy Cosmo player, which is always fun to see again, because, you know, I like Cosmos, it's one of my favorite decks, but it's always nice to see meta players not know what they're doing. Like, because it's like, it's really the only way rogue tier deck is going to win. So we pretty much figured out that Crystal Wing is your first go-to move. It's a really, really powerful monster, and some decks just can't really deal with it. The other thing I want to say is that this was an older build. We were using Malicious. We thought maybe we could use a ritual spell and send the Malicious, and I don't know. It never actually ended up working. Also, we're going to ignore he's running Angel Trumpeter and Cosmos. And last but not least is against Cancer Sworn. Woot! I want to end on this one because I think we actually burger recipe in this one like we did in the first duel. So it's nice to see the Hungry Burger actually working. And pretty standard, going to Crystal Wing, smack over that little, what is that thing, that turtle thing, electromagnetic turtle. And then he's like, ooh, Goblinberg? No, you can't do that. And then he doesn't really have a play after that, so, ooh, yeah, this is the old Melee build still. And we're like, just keep smacking him with big Synchro Dragons. Alright, what you got? Oh, Rhoda's so broke, going to a Goblinberg, negate it again, because he can't do anything. Woot! And then, he scooped. Anyway, guys, this deck's actually a lot of fun to play. It's pretty incidental that it's Hungry Burger. Any ritual level 6 would work, but, you know, you play Burger because it's the stupidest one. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. It's actually really super fun to play, and like I said, your extra deck could pretty much consist of Void Ogre, Crystal Wing, Ignister, and that's about it. But, you know, you could throw in a lot of other fun things in here if you want. A lot of the rank 6s will work, and you get your Tone and Bird for this anyway. But anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Click an ad. It really always helps me out. And remember, guys, if you don't troll the meta, who will? I'll see you guys next time. 8. TG Halberd Cannon. Okay, here's another one I feel like I'm gonna get a bunch of shit for, but please let me explain. The card is crappy. Like, it's bad. It's just a bad card. It has the same summoning condition as Quasar, but it's not nearly as good, which makes it pretty much, why would you play this instead of Quasar, other than get into our time machine here. This is before the 5Ds collection release, so you were poor and couldn't afford Shonen Jump Quasar, so you were playing this instead? That's not an excuse for this being a good card, that's just an excuse for using it.